I went from binging every single day, like literally every single day, to not having a single urge or a single binge in over 4 years. And a aspect of having it all, we're inside of the November podcast challenge where I'm walking you through how I personally have it all and what steps you can specifically take to have it all. A huge aspect of having it all is having a healthy relationship with food. And something that transformed my life was recognizing that I didn't need binge eating in my life anymore. Realizing that it did not matter the past and how long I've struggled with binge eating for, and how much I've identified myself as this binge eater, but it was having this belief, this awareness, this knowing that I could live a life where food felt effortless, where I could be binge free. And when you are in the middle of binge eating, maybe you've already made some great progress with your relationship with food, you've even gone a month without binge eating, what often happens is your brain goes, this is not who I am. I'm not somebody who doesn't binge. I'm not consistent. I normally do well for a short period of time, but I'm obviously a binge is around the corner. Binge eating is just who I am. I always end up sabotaging myself. And so the reason why you haven't binged for a whole month, but then you end up binging, is because you're afraid to let binge eating go, because it's been a part of who you are, a part of your identity for a really, really, really long time. And for me, something that transformed my life was recognizing that binge eating was not who I was. And guess what? Binge eating is also not who you are. When you let go of this identity of I'm a binge eater, you will be able to normalize and sustain binge-free months, binge-free years, and beyond. I have it all because I believed that this was a struggle, yes, that I experienced. Yes, it sucked. Yes, I hated binge eating. I hated having these urges and waking up with anxiety and feeling so insecure in my own skin and just fearing food and thinking about food 24/7. Like, that was not fun. But I also stopped looking at the past for evidence of, okay, well, what normally happens? Okay, well, Lorna, you can do well for a week and then you binge. So that's going to be the trajectory of your life. I said, no, it doesn't matter if in the past, you've gone a week without binging and then you binge, or you've gone a month without binging and you binge. That was the past. You're doing things differently now. You're rewiring your brain. You're using brain-based tools. So of freaking course, your results are going to be different. Of course that you can go longer than a month without binging. Of course. I'm not surprised. So instead of saying or thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't binged in a month, say, of course. Instead of saying, oh my God, I can't even believe that I was home alone and I actually didn't even think about food. I was so productive. I took a hot shower and then I did this, then I did that. Like, of course, because this is who you actually are at your core. You are a freaking badass who is committed to conquering binge eating. You're getting the right support. You're implementing brain-based tools every single day. You're practicing not giving into your urges, and you're having more satisfying meals. So of course you haven't binged. Of course that conquering binge eating is going to be another success in your life, because this is just who you are. You are not a binge eater. You find a way. You put in the work. You show up powerfully for yourself. You're not somebody who gives up. I'm not surprised that you have not binged in a month. I tell my clients this all the time. They'll come onto a coaching call and they'll be like, it's so crazy because I didn't even think about food on my vacation. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. Lorna, it's the weirdest thing because ice cream used to be this big, massive trigger food for me. And now I've lost interest. Like, I don't really have that same pull anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Why? Because one, you're rewiring your brain. You're becoming less impulsive with food. You're healing your relationship with food. But also, it's just who you are. You are an action taker. You're putting in the work. You're choosing to see food differently. You're taking a different action, which of course is going to lead to a different result. And now you just need to normalize this. So instead of getting in your head thinking about like, oh my God, when's the next binge going to come? It's you need to just let this be your new norm. And this is what I did on my journey. I wasn't surprised anymore. Like at the beginning, I was like, holy shit, did I just have apple pie and I didn't feel guilty? Like what? That's insane. I can't even freaking believe that happened. And then I was like, no, I don't want to put this on a pedestal either. I don't want to make this be like a big deal. So yes, I'm going to celebrate myself, but also I'm going to be like, of course, like I'm showing up for myself. Of course. Let's normalize you feeling better around food. How you used to feel around food in the past, it does not matter. You are not a binge eater. You are safe to let binge eating go. And you get to change the entire trajectory of your life and your relationship with food. When I say you get to have it all, that does not mean less urges, but you're still binging. That does not mean, okay, well, I kind of stopped binging, but I'm still obsessing over the way that I look. Well, I'm having less food thoughts, but I'm still kind of thinking about food. No, I mean you get to have it all, meaning you never think about food. You don't have a single urge to binge. You don't even think about food or your body. That's my reality. And I was not here too long ago, but I decided to say, I'm normalizing this. I can experience a healthy relationship with food. It does not matter if you have binged or you struggle with your relationship with food since you were 4 years old. It does not matter. You can conquer. You can fully conquer binge eating, have zero food thoughts, feel amazing in your own skin. So let's normalize this. When something amazing happens with your relationship with food, normalize it. Like, of course this happened. Of course I was able to, what? Of course I was able to stay home alone and not binge. Of course I was able to go to the restaurant, leave food on my plate. Of course. Because this is who you actually are deep at your core. You are not a binge eater. So, this is what really transformed my life, and how I have a huge reason why I am binge free today is because I did this identity work. This is why I truly believed that I could live a magical life. I could live a life free of dieting, restriction, binging, insecurities. I believe that. And you get to live this life as well too. Now, hope you guys are enjoying this podcast challenge. I did want to share with you guys that I'm actually running a free 3-day masterclass. It's called Living Your Most Magical Life. You're not here to just stop binge eating. You want to live a life that feels like magic every single day. You want to feel calm. You want to feel relaxed throughout your day and have so many pinch me moments like, how is this my life? And I used to wake up with anxiety. My mind would be racing like, did I binge last night? What's for lunch? Did you send that email at 4:00? Are you going to fit in your habits today? Food was the main source of pleasure and joy in my life. I was in autopilot mode. And I was like waiting for these magical moments to happen instead of actually creating them. I was waiting for the smaller body. I was waiting for the relationship. I was waiting to become binge free. I was waiting for the vacation instead of actually recognizing that I can actually just decide to live out the most magical life today. You don't need the smaller body. You don't need a relationship. You don't need a move. You don't need a vacation. You don't need to wait until you're binge free. It's like you can actually decide today that you are worthy of living out the most incredible, magical life and take action every single day to fulfill this desire. So inside of this free 3-day masterclass, I'm going to walk you through how I create a life that feels like magic every single day, how I find joy in the simple things in life, how I intentionally create so much pleasure and happiness in my life, how I create magical moments, which is why I no longer need food to bring me joy, pleasure, and happiness. So I'm super excited. It's happening November 12th to the 14th. You can register down below. It's completely free. I didn't just conquer binge eating. I truly live a life where I'm in awe every single day. I run around my house. I'm having dance parties. I'm going for a walk with my husband. I'm skipping around town. And I don't do anything crazy in my day, but I feel that fulfillment, that magic, that joy in my heart. And I want you to wake up every single day like, how is this my life? I want you to wake up every single day in awe of your life, feeling gratitude, feeling joy, feeling so much happiness, fulfillment, and pleasure. So it's about time that I teach you about this because it's something that I'm really embodied in, and you deserve this magical life as well too. So I will see you inside of the free 3-day masterclass. Be sure to register down below, and I will see you continuing to plug in to this November podcast challenge on how you can truly have it all.